Yo, it's good. Got a quick market recap today. Got really close to taking a trade. Like I was literally sitting on the trigger, but nothing. That I mean, not like it just ended up not showing out how I wanted to. So that's kind of why I sat out and just didn't do anything or take any trades. So yeah. So the main focus was on Euro USD. I'll just quickly skim over GBP USD and GBP JPY because it'll make more sense. But if the shit could load, bro, I'm trying to go to bed, man. Hello. Maybe better luck with this one. Okay, so where's my drawings, gang? Okay, GBP USD. Let's start with GBP USD. GBP USD was bearish going into market open, clearly. So looking for potential selling opportunities, we had the London highs and we had this 1 hour for value gap along with this also 1 hour for value gap, as you could see right here. 1 hour for value gap, 1 hour for value gap. So with that, I was looking for the London highs to get taken and then maybe tap into the 1 hour for value gap and then start seeing a rotation to the downside. Did this happen? No, it did not happen. What did we do? We went halfway there, respected this for value gap, and started making our way down. Now, what did I do with this information though? I used it in context with Euro USD. Now, if we jump onto Euro USD, you can see that 4 hour was bullish compared to GBP USD, which was bearish. So that was like contradictory. You know, it looks like we were bearish, right? But we never confirmed, right? We were bearish, but then we inversed this 4 hour for value gap to the upside. So in that context, I was bullish on the 4 hour, and then we never ended up closing below this low. Then we never ended up closing below this low because this was the NY open candle. So that's why we were considered bullish. And you know, it gave a pretty promising a pretty promising setup, you know. So going into market open, we opened right by the London low. We freshly formed. That was a weird way to say it, but we formed like fresh lows, fresh London lows. So I was looking for those to get taken, and then to see a rotation and target the London high and then the Asian high, which were both 1 hour highs, as you can see by my red lines. So market opens, we open right here. You know, at this point I'm like, yo, we could just come back down into the London low, and then we could start taking something else. But we just continue to consolidate quite a bit, moving slowly higher. And then we actually ended up starting to make a move down around the 7 a.m. mark. At this point, I got a bit hopeful. You know, that's kind of where my emotions got in a little bit. Is once I saw a price starting to come down, I was like, yo, this might be the one. I might be able to get a trade in today, bro. And this also was in line with what I was looking at in GBP USD. You know, we had at the time we had taken out this low around like the 715 mark, but then on Euro USD we didn't take out the low yet. So that's kind of why, like the 715 mark, we were right here. So at this point, I was pretty hopeful, like, yo, we might get a potential SMT, see movement to the upside. Euro USD is like the bullish kind of pair, GBP USD is the bearish kind of pair. So that's kind of what I was looking at with GBP USD and Euro USD. Now you might as well say, like, yo, were you looking at the DXY? I was looking at the DXY, actually. Thank you for asking that. We were right around here on the 715 mark. Ideally I want to see this taken, but then Euro USD to not take it, but we ended up taking out on both of them. So that's kind of why I didn't take anything. Ideally, what my plan was to see is what I was looking for was to see like an SMT off of this with a GBP USD and then see a move up. Inverse this for value gap, stop loss below this low, target the London high. That was a perfect 1.35 hour trade, but that didn't end up getting played out. So I just had to adapt to what the market was telling me now. So now, moving on, inverse for value gap to the upside. Enter right into the for value gap. No, we don't do that. I learned my lesson from previous, bro. Like this guy on my freaking TikTok was like, yo, are you fucking retarded, bro? Like you're not supposed to be doing that. So I was like, yeah, I'm not entering off that. Ideally, what I was thinking is like, yo, if we inverse this for value gap, retrace somehow, at this time it was like this low, retrace somehow into here, stop loss below here, and then target this, that would be a nice 1.25, right? That didn't happen though, really. That didn't happen very nicely, actually. I'll go into why. Why did it not look so nice? So we did retrace into 5-minute equilibrium, and boom, we do come right in here and form a fair value gap. Now we pushed way lower and actually took out the low that I was using for equilibrium. So that meant the equilibrium was not really valid anymore. So that's kind of why I didn't take a trade. You know, we inversed the fair value gap back up. But at that point, I was like, do I really want to enter? And I've seen this. We never ended up making up to the London high, but we did have a substantial amount to the upside. So maybe I missed out, maybe I didn't, but I feel like I followed my plan much better. Like if with this candle we didn't push this low, if we like consolidate around here and then inverse for that gap, I would have been down to enter, bro. Stop loss below this equilibrium, and then target here 1.25, that would be chill, bro. But no, we didn't do that, so that's why I didn't enter. that's like the gist of what happened. So yeah, what did we do? If let's say I were to enter off this, what confluence would I have been off of? I mean, we did retrace into this fair value gap, perhaps. Stop loss below this low, maybe, perhaps, or like right here, maybe for spread, perhaps. Where would I target? At least like a 1.25, at least a 1.5. Target right here. That's a nice target, right? But it's like we have this like massive fair value gap, massive imbalance here. So I'm like, do I really want to enter into that? You know, we did end up disrespecting it, but it's like at the same time, like you never know if it will or if it won't. You know, like you know what's gonna happen. Like at this point, bro, like seeing this, we respected it, never inversed it. We went all the way down here, and then the next candle we went all the way down here. I would have been like, I would have been shitting my balls, bro. I would have been like crying, bro. But it's like, no, we didn't do that. We ended up not even taking out this high. We never ended up getting closer. So it's like, I feel like this wasn't like the best trade to take. I mean, it is Tuesday. Tomorrow is ADP for non-farm employment as well. Wait, I should not be showing that high key. But it's like, it's just like, bro, I didn't take anything because of that, bro. I already went over GBPUSD. Now let's go over GBP/JPY really quickie. Whoa. Really quickie. 4 hours bearish going into market open. I'm looking for potential selling opportunities. Looking for London highs to get taken. Also, similarly, we had a 1 hour fair value gap that was formed right above the London high, which was also a 1 hour high. I don't even know what I just said, but that's like the main thing I was looking at. Looking for London highs to get taken, tap into 1 hour fair value gap, target the London lows. We didn't do that, you know, like clearly we didn't move up to the London highs. Clearly we didn't move up to the fair value gap. Clearly we just kept on going lower and lower. So as soon as we got this big X, GBPUSD, as soon as we got this big X, EURUSD was the only thing I had hope on, and it didn't end up really playing out the way I wanted to. So yeah, what are some improvements? I think I did pretty good today. The only thing was that when I saw the potential setup, I was getting a bit hopeful, and I was a bit like getting in my mind like, yo, I might be able to take something, yo, I might be able to do something with this. But I gotta make sure I stay neutral minded, make sure I don't do other stuff. I was also trying to look at the charts when I was making breakfast, and that's not the best idea ever either. Like, I mean, I wasn't really planning to take anything, but then it started retracing into equilibrium, and I was like, shit, I might have to do this. But it was like at the worst time because my eggs were getting burnt and everything was just going wrong, bro. So it was like, it's not the best idea to do that. So I feel like trading time should be trading time, and then making breakfast time should be making breakfast time, unless it's for like managing a position or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much all for today, bro. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, bro.